This is where we left off after last week's video. The holes in the hardwood floors have been patched and the whole thing has been completely refinished. Now it's time to paint and hang new doors and trim throughout the entire main floor of the house. So speaking of painting, this week's video is sponsored by HomeRight. They make really easy to use and really affordable paint sprayers. Now, when I refinished the basement of this house, I had just as much trim and just as many doors to paint, and I did the whole thing with brushes and rollers. I hated that entire process, and I was very disappointed with the quality of the finish that I got when I was done. So HomeRight sent me one of their Super Finish Max sprayers, and I used that to paint all of the doors, all the door jambs, and all of the trim for this project. The sprayer is capable of handling a wide variety of different materials, but in this case I'm just using interior latex paint. Starting out, I just had to thin the paint a little bit according to the instructions on the paint can itself. Then I mixed it all together, put the hopper on the sprayer, and went to work. Working vertically on these doors was really easy, just going up and down or side to side. Then when I switched to spraying the 16-foot lengths of trim that I had spread across 2x4s on the floor of the shop, it worked really well there too, because you could just turn that siphoning hose that you saw at the beginning, this one right here, you could turn that so that it was pointed towards the front of the sprayer as opposed to the back, so that when it was tipped at a downward angle, that hose is actually straight up and down. So it allows you to work in all sorts of different angles. If you had to spray overhead, you could just turn that tube around the other way and you'd be good to go again. So before I knew it, I had everything painted and I just had to allow it to dry and then find room to store it all until I was ready to put it into the house. So thank you to HomeRight for sponsoring this video and for making it a lot easier for me to complete this part of the project that would have otherwise been very miserable without them.